What is going on, guys? Today, brand new video with y'all. I've been waiting for a long time to make this. Today, we got the Mazda 3 here, the off-road beater, and she's stock as balls, so I can bring you through the great things, the many great things we can do to these cars. Today we're gonna be doing the intake resonator delete. Multiple of you have asked me if I can make a tutorial doing this. I don't believe there's a tutorial on YouTube doing this. Basically, it's a free intake, a short ram intake, a colder intake. That's what you're getting, and it's free. All you need is probably a 10mm ratchet or wrench and a little bit of force, and you guys should be good to go with this. So intakes with these cars, they're pointless. You're basically getting an intake for free when you do this. I was gonna grab that one out of there, but it's a little, I have an intake in there. You guys can see a little intake. That costs like 300 bucks. Doing this method, you're getting that for free. So let's go ahead and head over. We'll pop the engine bay. I'm gonna tell you what's going on here. So what the intake resonator is basically, it's this fat snorkel under your intake box, which is right here, and there's a big snorkel under it that pretty much leads to the vent to bring cold air in. Now Mazda did a fantastic design with this, but what we're gonna be doing is getting rid of it to bring in more air because it's a restricted airflow, and that's what you normally do when you wanna make more power. You're not gonna make more power. You're not gonna make more power if you buy a $300 intake, so don't think that doing this versus getting an intake is gonna make a big difference, because it's really not. Sorry, I don't wanna be so rude, but the truth hurts sometimes, and I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm trying to save you a couple dollars, and that's why we're doing that. Should be pretty straightforward. Last time I did it on my other Mazda 3, and I messed up. I couldn't get my hands deep in there, so I had to take the front bumper off. Go ahead and get started. Before sound clip. Hey babe.
Yeah?
Can you rev the piss out of my car? You're gonna hear some more suck noise from the intake, and you might also get a bit different of an exhaust note. If you guys have an aftermarket exhaust, you guys won't be able to really hear it, but if you guys have stock exhaust, it's not gonna be crazy, it's not gonna be super loud, but it might give it a bit more of an aggressive tone. So with that being said, let's jump straight into it. Go ahead, we're gonna take our battery block to get our little cool decoration piece off. Oh, this is a lot different than my car. What we're gonna focus on is getting this box out of the way, and to do that, we're gonna need some basic tools. That being said, the first easy thing is you take this little clip right here. Boom. Look at that. Easy, right? Unclip this too. That looks important. Hose connected to the box. Take that hose, move it off. Looks like we're a little bit free to what we're gonna do. So we're gonna grab a Phillips for this. Go ahead and that a little loose in, which should free that up. Move the latches from your intake box. I believe there's only 3 that, and then you can pull your intake box up, make sure nothing's connected to it. You're also gonna have to remove this, so you need, might not actually need anything. You just use 2 of your hands and pull that clip off. This is part of your PVC system, and it runs oil through there. If you guys wanna do a catch can, that's your lead, as you guys can see. Give this a little wiggle, it's gonna be a little seized on here. The last thing you guys wanna do is get a flathead under there, but if you need to get some leverage, you might just have to. Never really want to use a flathead on silicone like hoses and stuff like that. I know how strong these are, so I kind of trust it. This is on quite a bit. Forgot we gotta take this off too. And the top of your intake is off. In here, I have a K&N air filter. So my sounds are gonna be different from the sounds that you hear. If you want the exact sounds that I get a K&N air filter. These breathe a little bit more than stock air filters. Or you can get oil-free. I think AM makes flat panels and AFE, I believe. So it's a little dirty, but this will provide more of a noise. What we gotta do is yank this box out. There's 3 grommets. I believe there's one right here, one right here. Actually, there's 2, one right here and one right here, and they just hold it in. This is just a little latch, and pull this up, pull it around. That loosens this block. Just give it a reef, because you're not gonna break it. And that comes out is your air box, these 2 pieces together. So you're getting this amount of suction versus what's down there. That's part of your intake resonator, which leads to your fender liner. So there's a lot more hoses and stuff that your air has to go through, but when you delete that, you're just getting this. Now, a lot of people have done mods where they literally cut this entire box off. I wouldn't suggest that. Just keep it as is. You guys can trim this hole a bit bigger if you want, maybe kind of add a little splice in there. Just keep it stock if you don't want any problem. The bolts are actually hidden, and we gotta take the front bumper off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leverage the front bumper off, and in your skid tray, you gotta take off your fender piece, and then hidden up in this corner right here is a little 8mm that you're gonna wanna take out. That one out too. Okay, so we got some axles up top. This is disconnected from here, so I'm gonna give that a yank off. If you guys look in here, our first bolt sits right there, and that's a 10. I believe there's 3. There's obviously ways to do this properly, but we don't do that around here. And no, this won't hurt your bumper if you're worried. I would suggest taking the whole front bumper off. It's straightforward. Running on a time limit, it's about doing things the easy way. Sometimes doing things the easy way make it a bit harder to do things, but that's why I'm here for y'all. On the other hand, okay, so that one is over in this corner. It's tucked away. Just in here, I stick my finger on it. You'll see it if you follow the stream. Good. I can see the resonator moving inside the engine bay, which means we're making good progress. Okay, and that's number 2. Cut your hands up a little bit. Definitely. Take your front bumper off, I'm telling you guys. It's easy. I showed you guys how you do that, and then you take the row of screws off on the bottom, and you call it a day. But there's still one more somewhere. Last bolt's in here. You guys won't be able to see that. Stick my finger in there, and it's straight ahead. So to make this last one easier, I'm gonna remove the corner, the splash shield, so I can get access. This is also something you would do if you're removing the bumper. You would remove these, and I can reach it. I found my slave cylinder for the first time, because I actually know what that is now. I'm so sick and tired. Now we gotta get it up. This thing is massive. It loops down and around. Here we go, boys. Look at that. What, like, tell me, what the kind of mechanism? Sorry, I should have said that. What kind of mechanism is this? Look at it. Sure, you get your hands dirty, but why did Mazda have to get their hands dirty for this? Look how restrictive it is. It sucks in such little air to begin with right here. And if you follow that diameter of the pipe, it starts to open up when it reaches this corner. Even then, like, the amount of dirt that's in here, there's no filtering, and there's like, I know there's reasons for everything, like there's a little tube that goes down here and stuff like that. Maybe that catches water, but as long as you guys have an under tray, this is useless. I mean, it doesn't even look like it's sealed properly either. It's just a big mess. So here's your cold air intake. This is pretty much removing this, makes it so that you have a little bit of a restricted cold air intake. This is garbage, and this should have never been a thing. That's the size of the engine bay. Now you have so much room for goodies. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bolt up the rest of the bumper, get it all back together, same way you took it out. So just hit these boys back in, they go back in, and then all this stuff screws back in if you're gentle with it. Put this back together. And there you guys have it. Sick intake, cold air intake for free. And dirty clothes. So I've driven the car for a day. It feels fantastic. No engine lights, no nothing. You won't get an engine light off it. It feels great. It feels more lively. There's less restrictions, so just getting on it, a little bit more performance. Nothing like huge, right? Like you're not gonna spin wheels because you took a box out of your intake, but definitely a lot more lively. So let's go ahead and get those before and after sound clips. So the real biggest sound you get from this is definitely the intake whoosh noise. Don't mind that noise in the exhaust. There's definitely an exhaust leak somewhere. Pretty rough, but I definitely think it's an exhaust leak. Driving the car, you can't really hear it when you're just stationary revving, but actually driving the car and putting your foot into it in a little bit higher RPM, you can kind of hear a different bit of tone. But like I said, this is mostly for the intake noise. And the thing is, even when you buy an intake, that's what you're buying. That's what it does. This is as equal performance as you're gonna get to a $300 cold air intake. The only thing a cold air intake's gonna do is be a little bit louder and change your exhaust note a little, just like 2% more than what this does. So it's not worth it. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm so glad I finally got to do a tutorial on this. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more Mazda content. Leave a like on the video and comment down below what you guys think about today's tutorial. Other than that, I'm really excited to keep on trucking with this off-road Mazda 3 build. And when it comes off the road next season during the summer, when I have my other Mazda 3 on the road, this thing's just gonna go ham. We're gonna get it painted. You know, we're gonna get all the tires and the wheels and all just the off-road setup ready for it. We're just gonna go hard, have it ready for the next winter, should I say. But other than that, guys, thank you all for watching. Keep it real. I'll see y'all in the next one.